Power, our power,
people power.
I want to make quick reflections. My name is Musila John Muisio, and I coordinate a social movement. This is the Activista movement, but I'm equally a member of the Kibera Social Justice Center. And there is a panel that came just before your panel, and these guys were speaking there, Billy, Nadia, and the other. And all they did before was to be on social media. They just used to tweet on things that pleases them. And for the first time being on social media attracted problems to them, that they were abducted and all that. And I wanted to ask them a question, and I think I still need to ask a question to the room. Would they have seen themselves in a state that they've seen themselves, or found themselves now? And the obvious answer could have been no. If it were me or Apiolal and a few others being arrested today, will not be as clear to us because we've been on the streets a number of times. Some of us have been arrested and all that. What has really happened with this movement, it has redefined what human rights defense is. This is not a career. Human rights defense is everyone's call to be an active citizen and demand service, demand accountability from its government. And so when I see young people today, every day spending every second on social media to just speak on issues of accountability from their government, I am so elated because it is no longer about a few who held the title human rights defense. But before I sit down, I want to make another just quick reflection. We've seen just the other day that the opposition joined the president to try and protect their interest. In 1975, before J.M. Kariuki was killed, he made a very simple statement that Kenya had become a country of 10 millionaires and 10 million beggars. Now today, the beggars have united against the millionaires of this country. And all they are saying, enough of you taking advantage of us. And it started very simply by rejecting the finance bill. So my last statement, smart as I sit down. The framers of the Constitution 2010, and I will read because I have posted it on my Twitter, said but a few things. That the greatest threat to liberty in Kenya is an all-powerful central government where only a few dictate the many. We've seen what the president has done in even curtailing the powers of our National Assembly, our legislature, which is a separate wing of government that should be holding this same executive to account. And this is because he is taking us back to an all-powerful central government, which the Constitution actually is against. But they were equally very cautious to realize that the rule of the mob, which is unguided at times, will lead to anarchy and, in the end, despotism. I know as a country that respects its constitution, we wouldn't want to get there. So as we've been pushing, we are equally very cautious not to allow anyone an excuse to say, I turned this country into a military state because the mob did not want to be guided. I turned this country into a dictatorship because the mob insisted into it. So we are pushing, demanding for good governance, demanding for accountability. We are not relenting because, as always, people power is greater than the people in power. Thank you very much.
Thank you, thank you. Just give the microphone to the gentleman in a suit at the back.
Thank you. Viva, comrade, viva. Viva. Amandla. Yes. Thank you so much. Comrade, I just have an observation in form of a question. That, of course, we are doing well with the national government. But there's a group of people who are really devolved and in touch with our people, or the proletariats in the villages back in the counties. I was saying that, comrades, let's not forget the counties. That is the people who are also interacting with our people back there in the villages. So after this struggle come from the national, we go back to the county government so that we fight this nepotism and fight for transparency and accountability. I want specifically to appreciate Aki Africa. I was there, smart, I'm traumatized up to date. This guy is so quiet. I don't know what he's using. I'm shocked. They took me to a mortuary. I ran away with this gentleman during Rex and Evans postmortem. I don't know you are made of what. All those parents were crying on their chests. I was shocked to see them still walking. I was shocked on the hardest day of the strike. You know, on Thursday, few people came. Among the few who came, and Shakira and the rest, now to notify us and to get us very, very easy on Thursday. I remember those guys were going to an extent of tear gassing where people were being treated. You are just wondering, what kind of human being is this? This is a place where people are now being treated, please. And they're even going ahead to tear gas a petrol station. We are at the corner of the total there. It was quite unfortunate. Please, comrades, the question I wanted to ask with care and with utmost humility, how can we organize this struggle in a way that we don't lose the gains made and we don't lose the focus? Because if we end up in the morning, someone is saying we fight for this, fight for that, fight for this, fight for positions, then we are going to lose this focus, and these guys are going to run away with all the gains that we have done, what? We have made. So I was just pleading with those in the panel, if you can guide the conversation to a clear focus, because now there are also political rivals who are taking advantage of this thing. Like someone is planning to vie for 2027. What is the next thing? 20 to Salami and Ani. You are getting? Not for the struggle, but for the narrow, self-seeking interest. That was my plea. Otherwise, Aki Africa, may God bless you. And I'm pleading, colleagues who are seated there, how can you debrief? I'm a teacher by profession. Some people who came for the struggle didn't even know the road. I was shocked, someone asking me, amefika Ngara anauliza wapi barabara ya kwenda Kabete. You can tell you. When we are taking that roundabout to Nyayo, wale waliangusha fence, those who are falling down, wale waliona, they are still, I still feel the smell of blood mpaka saizi. So how can we debrief these people by cancelling them? Because some people may also turn violent after this one. Because some wengine wako wamezoea that kind of exposure. I remember one girl alitoka tu nyuma tu akaanza kupiga kelele na nduru, watu wakimfuata. Watu wakimfuata tu nyuma tu. Ni kama ako possessed. So how can you also organize that we have centers, we communicate where these people can come and we get guidance and counseling. May God bless the struggle.
Thank you. Can you take your brief as well and keep it a minute or less?
Yes, I'll make it very brief. Comrades power. Comrades power. Now, I want us to trace the bullet that was in David Chege's head. Back to the trigger, to the magazine, to the command, Adamson Bugay, to Japheth Kome, and we make it very clear where the accountability stops. My point is this. The person who is ultimately responsible for all the death, the destruction, is the president. Okay? Let's not make excuses. Let's not say the police, the police, the police. They are individually culpable. But ultimately, it's the president who takes responsibility. RUTO must go. RUTO must go. As I finish, I think the problem we have, and I'll put this to the panel, I think we have a country that is lacking ideology. And please, civil society, help us define the ideology for this revolution. Because we have inherited a system, colonial government and governments after, where governance is about brutality, repression, plunder, and pillage. So can we have an ideology moving forward so that when we fight, when we occupy spaces, we're occupying spaces knowing the Kenya that we are fighting for is defined by this certain set of values. Otherwise, without values, we'll get back, certain politicians will come back, and we'll have the same battle over and over again. Thank you. RUTO must go.
All right. Can I get ladies in the room, please? So bring the microphone to the front. Yes.
Good afternoon, everyone. It's good afternoon, I think. My name is Myrna. I'm a forensic